Hi friends, and welcome back to Infinite Gems, where we discover gems upon the shelves and within ourselves. My roundup for August includes books in honor of Independent Bookstore Day, which also touches on the history of the lack of equal opportunity in this country, so it's a really inspiring story there. I've also included something for Women's Equality Day and the 75th anniversary of the bombing of Nagasaki in honor of those who passed away that day. There's a lot of fires going on in California right now, so folks are not feeling safe and not sure where to go. And so, in honor of that, I wanted to share a book that's related to shelter. And it was also Homeless Animals Day this past August, so something related to that as well. There were a couple of religious holidays that took place in August. There was the Assumption of Mary, the Ganesha Festival, Islamic New Year, and Ashura as well. And to round things off, I recognize that this is a time of a lot of unpredictability, and that's not always easy to navigate. So I've picked a fun book that is related to not really knowing what's happening next, but trusting that everything will be okay at the end. Last but not least, I know that we're all kind of craving some hugs right now, and we can't always give it to those that we love, but I've also picked a little book that is about what we can do while we can't hug right now. So I hope you enjoy the books that I've selected for you, and let's get started. In honor of Independent Bookstore Day, I wanted to share The Book Itch, which is the fabulous true story about bookstore owner Louis Michaud and his commitment to books and their power to change minds, hearts, and the world. "Don't get took, read a book," he would say as he sold books from a pushcart on 125th Street in Harlem. He wanted to open an actual shop, but when he applied for a loan, was told he could have a loan for fish and chips, but not for books because, according to the banker, black people don't read. But that didn't stop the bookstore from opening, and when it did, people came, lots of people, and the store became a community space for everyone to learn, connect, and talk. Beautifully told from the perspective of the bookstore owner's son, the boy recalls his father's special poetic way of speaking. "Knowledge is power, you need it every hour. Read a book." Me and my dad talk about important things, things like truth and what it means to be free. Dad says books can help you. Not every book is true, he says, but the more you read, the easier it is to figure out for yourself what is true. The book also touches on the assassination of Malcolm X, a friend of Louis Michaud, and the grief caused by the killing, but ends with a powerful reminder that people won't forget. His words will never leave us. Words. That's why people need our bookstore. Another touching historical book is A Bowl Full of Peace, a story based on the life of Sachiko Yui, a survivor of the bombing of Nagasaki, which took place in August 75 years ago. The story is centered around a bowl which is passed down from mother to daughter for many generations. In times of war, Sachiko's grandmother's bowl has very little to offer her family, but they press their hands together in gratitude, saying "Itadakimasu." When a siren goes off and the family runs for shelter, the bowl is left behind, and even though Sachiko loses members of her family because of the bomb, the bowl survives and becomes a way for Sachiko to remember and honor her family and all those who lost their lives because of the bomb. The end of the book also includes a picture of the actual bowl and a beautiful historical note from the author. In honor of Women's Equality Day, I wanted to share Superheroes Are Everywhere, a biography about Kamala Harris, who could end up being the country's first female vice president. She describes people in her own life who were superheroes to her, such as her mom, because her mom made her feel special. Each page then introduces a different person and characteristic, encouraging kids to think of someone in their life who may be a superhero. Who stands up for what's right in your life? Who helps you explore? At the end, readers are asked if they would like to be a superhero themselves and invited to take a superhero pledge. In honor of some of the Muslim holidays taking place in August, I wanted to share crescent moons and pointed minarets. The vivid and beautiful illustrations are the perfect way to invite kids into the places and spaces where Muslims gather to pray, honor their ancestors, and celebrate special holy days. Each page also introduces kids to a shape, so it's a fun way to mix in a little math as well. Octagon is a fountain, its water so blue. I wash before prayers and make my wudu. Circle is a duff, a drum large and round. We fill the air with its festive sound. In honor of the Assumption of Mary, I wanted to share Mary, the Mother of Jesus. With classic Tomie dePaolo style illustrations, the narrative begins with the story of Mary's Jewish parents and the blessing of her birth. Readers learn about how Mary was presented at the temple as a child and blessed by a priest who declared that her name would be magnified for all generations. Each page features a spiritual verse that inspires and sets the tone for the various stages of her life, including her role as a mother, a refugee, a witness to Jesus' miracles, and eventually a queen of heaven. Ganesh and the Little Mouse is a sweet wisdom tale in honor of the festival of Ganesh. Ganesh, a Hindu god, is good friends with a little mouse, but not everyone understands how they can be friends. Some even make fun of them, bringing Ganesh to tears. He then decides to compete with the other gods in a race around the world to prove to everyone how special his mouse friend is. The challenge is quite difficult, though. But then Ganesh realizes his friend the mouse is his world and decides to run around the mouse and declare himself the winner. The crowd is touched by his wisdom and his love, and the friendship between the god and mouse is celebrated by all. Another book about friendship and welcoming everyone, no matter who they are, is Everybody's Welcome. In a forest clearing there is a little mouse, dreaming of the future in a big, great, happy house. But then a frog who has lost its home appears and doesn't know what to do. So the mouse welcomes him, offers shelter, and together they build a new home. As time passes, other animals lose their homes, running away from danger or simply feel alone. But they all work together to build a new home. Our home will be so happy, and we'll fill it up with song. Everyone who lives here will know that they belong. While We Can't Hug is a great way to explore new ways to show our love during this time of COVID and physical distancing. Hedgehog and Tortoise were the best of friends. They wanted to give each other a great big hug, but they weren't allowed to touch. Their friend Owl offers some solutions and ways to show someone that you love them, like making someone laugh, writing letters, dancing, and singing. It isn't always easy to wait for a hug, but what matters is that everybody knows how much they are loved. Life can be unpredictable with lots of ups and downs, but fortunately reminds us that you never know what fortunate surprises might be just around the corner. The story starts with a boy who is invited to a party, but unfortunately realizes the party is far away. Fortunately, a friend gives him an airplane to fly, but unfortunately the motor explodes. Fortunately, he has a parachute to save him. The adventure continues with tigers and sharks and more, but don't worry. Fortunately, the story ends with something really wonderful. So that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope some of these books made your heart sparkle and shine like they did mine. And I will see you soon. Bye. I see a gem inside of you and feel a gem inside of me, waiting to shout, come out and dance about in a journey of discovery. So won't you come and take a look inside my little nook? Open a page and then share it with a friend. It all starts with a book.